So you must understand that there is no such thing as good habit and bad habit. All habits are bad. Because habit means you're unconscious. You think only bad habits are unconscious? No. Even the so-called good habits, habit means you have learned to function in an automated way. That means you don't do things consciously. For example, is brushing your teeth in the morning a good habit or a bad habit? Even you, I thought you would be free from a habit. There are two ways of brushing your teeth. Because you've been regimented to brush your teeth, you get up and… or because you wake up, you're very sensitive. If you open your mouth, you're conscious enough. Most of the time you're not conscious enough, only other people know. This is a very strange thing. There is the apparatus, the olfactory apparatus, which have a sense of smell right here above your mouth, but you don't get it, others get it 5 feet away. That means you're unconscious, isn't it? If you're conscious, you would still brush your teeth till you come to such a place when you open your mouth in the morning, it smells like fragrance, you become like a flower. Till that happens, you must consciously brush. If you are conscious, on a particular day you would brush as it is necessary for that day. That's how it should be. On a particular day, you would eat as it is necessary for the body. You would sleep as it is necessary for the body. You would do everything consciously. But now it's a habit, everything is a habit. What time you should go to bed, what time you should wake up, what you should eat, what you should not eat, everything by prescription. This is called slavery. Your doctor tells you, or your slave master tells you what you should eat today. I don't see what's the difference. Why is it that you do not know what this body needs today? Because no consciousness. Everything by regimentation, by habit. Habit is regimentation, isn't it? It's only by regimentation you become habitual. So in this, you have also identified something as good habit and something as bad habit. What to do? Is there something called as bad unconsciousness and good unconsciousness? That's what you're saying. When you say, I have a good habit, you are saying, I am unconscious in a nice way. It's like saying, I'm dead in a nice way. Because the fundamental difference between being alive and being dead is being conscious and being totally unconscious. So the idea of withdrawing into retreats, coming to a spiritual space is just this, to find space where you can do everything consciously. When you were in a race, you could not be conscious, you got mad and you somehow fixed some habits through which you managed to go through your daily office routine. When you come to a spiritual space, this is what you're supposed to do, that you watch what is the requirement of your body, what is the requirement of your mind, what is the requirement of your emotion, what is the requirement of your energy, what does this life need, what does it naturally long for? To consciously watch this. Once you consciously know that this is what it is longing for, then there is no two ways about it. Otherwise you think you're on the spiritual path because of me, that's a crime against me.
What is the difference between you and an enlightened master? You eat food, he eats food. You sleep, he sleeps. You have thoughts in your mind and thoughts come in his mind too. So whatever you do, he does that too. The only difference being that he brings consciousness in all his actions, or rather, he does everything consciously. That's the only difference between you and any enlightened master. You are dominated by your mechanical habits. You have allowed your habits to dominate your consciousness. And don't think that you are the only one who does it. Majority of the people in this world do it. They are not aware of this fact that their life is spent dancing to the tune of their habits. And they will keep doing so unless they become enlightened. Enlightenment simply means that your whole being has become conscious now. There is not an iota of unconsciousness within you. Your whole being, this body-mind complex, is now pervaded by consciousness and consciousness alone. Whatever happens in your body-mind complex is now known by the real you, by the conscious, infinite, divine you. This is what enlightenment means. Not a single thought passes without you being aware about it. Not a single physical action happens without you being conscious about it. This is what enlightenment is. But right now, whatever you do it as if you are doing it in sleep. You are not at all aware about it. And habit makes you even more unconscious. Because what actually is a habit? Habit is nothing but an easier way to do a thing. Habit doesn't need you to be conscious. Habit means there is a part of mind in you which will now take care of this particular action that you are doing. You can call that part the robot mind. It will do things by itself. It won't require you to be conscious. For example, you drive your car. How conscious are you when you are driving your car? Just have a close look and see that it is the robot mind which drives the car and not the conscious you. When you learned to drive a car, how conscious you were. Do you remember that? But now, having learned the driving, how conscious you are when you drive your car. Just see for yourself. It is the robot mind that drives the car for majority of the people in this world. And the purpose of spirituality is nothing but to regain control from this robot mind. Spiritual life is nothing but a transition from mechanicalness to consciousness. If you really want to measure your spiritual progress, you can do that by simply having a conscious look at what you do. Just see how consciously you do what you do during the course of the day. Just have a look how often do you lose consciousness and allow the robot mind to take over. And you will get to know how spiritually evolved you are. The more and more conscious you will become in what you do, the more free you will become from your mechanical habits. And you will experience the true peace and joy of your real nature. You will be surprised to know what the Zen masters do to deal a lethal blow to the robot mind. You will be really surprised to know what they do to break the habits of their disciples. Zen masters give koans to their disciples. Koan is a riddle without a solution. It is a paradoxical anecdote, and Zen masters use it to make their disciples go beyond the robot mind. One koan is, what is the sound of one hand clapping? Now, on the level of the mind, there is no answer to it. What can be the sound of one hand clapping? So when the robot mind thinks about it, slowly and gradually, all its mechanicalness disappears and the disciple gets enlightened. One other koan is, what was your face before your parents were born? Now, can there be any answer to this koan on the level of the mind? No. So when the robot mind thinks about it, it comes to a stop and the person gets enlightened. Remember, it is these mechanical habits only which are at the root of your bondage, which are at the root of your suffering. So to go beyond suffering, you need to be conscious in what you do. Then only you can break free from all these habits. You need to do everything consciously. Tell me, how many times are you able to remain conscious of your breathing during the day? How often you remain conscious when you climb these stairs? Do you really remain conscious when you take shower, when you have your food, or when you are interacting with someone? If you can bring consciousness in what you do, then not only does it increase the quality of that particular action, but you can also become enlightened through it. And this is the key to enlightenment, consciousness. So try to do everything consciously.